I think we should be good. That might have even been what was happening with the stream. Sometimes when I have a VPN, and sometimes when the VPN is
Oh yeah,
connected,
yeah,
it
yeah,
kind of
yeah. VPN makes it a little slower sometimes.
yeah. So that's on me. I had to get it for a some TV thing, so or I got like a deal or something. Anyway.
Nice.
So anyway, we should be back up now. Oops, do that.
All right, so 3-0.
Yeah, I think I've heard it. Let me see if I can find that guy on YouTube real quick. I've heard that name. I see
Yeah,
that
I mean,
name all the time on Twitch, I think. So
I'm gonna do that right now too. That's a good idea. Space Jam TV.
I bet you he's live on Twitch right now.
Well, I see a Space Jam TV
Yeah, that's
with
him.
9 subscribers on YouTube. That can't be the same guy.
Yeah, I think it is. It's this Space Jam. Uh, Space Jam TV. I'm pretty sure he was the 49ers club champion maybe 2 years ago. I could be wrong on that. But
That's crazy.
yeah. Never know who you're going to run into.
That's true.
All right, here we go. Game number 4, I think.
Yep, 3-0. So, Cody, we were talking about before we got off about adopting maybe something that you learn from another player, not necessarily changing your scheme to what they're doing, but kind of being innovative with it, if you will. I don't know that, not even sure that's the correct term to use, but using what you've learned to maybe make what your setup is better.
Right. No, I think it's super important. Like, for example, there's route concepts from trips tight end that work in bunch tight end. There's route concepts from U trips that work. You see what I'm saying? Like, and that's a great throw. That's a great right off the bat start from this guy. That's probably something I should have been a little bit more ready for, but good job by him. But anyways, what I'm getting at is there's different concepts from different formations that definitely do carry over. Another thing is like little things. You get 1% better. I mean, it's the little things that I think make a big difference. So something as simple as, okay, I watched this guy on YouTube, whoever it might be, and he was talking about how, like, I'll give you an example. Like, one of the guys I've been watching a lot lately is Deuce Close. Why? Because I want to know if I missed something with match coverage. I want to know everything there is to know about match coverage. So I'm going to study people that run a lot of match coverage because I don't, until this year, I didn't know anything about match coverage.
Yeah.
And now it's one of the main things that I do. So, the video that I put out earlier today on defense was in direct result from a lot of lab work, but also a lot of studying other people who run match coverage. So I think that's something people are so hesitant. At least I was like super hesitant to try something that somebody else was doing. But oftentimes there's a reason that someone's doing it. So.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that either.
Oh yeah, I mean, I really believe this. Like, when I say you can learn from anybody, like literally you can learn from anybody. You could be talking with someone that is a basketball coach, and they could give you a principle that you'll use in Madden.
Mm-hmm. Oh
you
yeah.
know what I mean? Like little things like that. I was at a basketball game last night, and there's things that it was interesting. So I was watching the defense this high school team was using was the 2-3 zone, but they were doing something a little bit unique with one of their players. And I'm thinking in my head, man, I wonder how I can do that in Madden with like crossing routes and things, right? But there's just different, I mean, it just comes down to, I really believe that a lot of stuff cross applies There's a lot of stuff that you'll learn from baseball or from even work that will cross apply to Madden because they're principles. And there's also a lot that you can learn from other people. Like, I don't see why. Like when I wrote the U Trips ebook, and maybe I'm just different than some people, but I went and watched almost every piece of film that I could find on people who run U Trips. And what they
That's smart.
you know what I mean, and what they do. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's just something I've always done, but it's something I've really am in today's world, right, where there's so many people who there's just so many people who stream and have film out
Mm-hmm.
there. Why would you not study it? You know what I mean?
Right. Yep.
So that's some
That
of my
makes sense. That's right. That's a good point. That's a good point. Well, Cody, we all know that you learn from Seth.
Oh, who doesn't, man? If you're not learning from Seth, you're doing it wrong. I feel like that should
Yeah.
have been an interception. Man.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Seth
Seth
apparently
says
went
he's
25 and
25 and 0.
0. Did he really?
Yeah, she's 25 and 0 with
But
70 overall team.
but see,
Seth.
get this, Glenn. Get this. I can't remember who I was talking. I think I was talking to RC. Right. This was back when we were just trying to kind of get ready for the Madden Classic, and I knew that trips tight
Mhm.
end was going to be something that I faced. I mean, I knew it. I knew I was going to face it, and I knew that RC ran trips tight end. So you know what I
Mhm.
told RC to do?
What's up?
I said, RC, I want you to watch. I want you to watch every piece of film that you can watch on J-Wall and on Fancy, and I want you to come back and I want you to run some of the things that you've learned from them on me. Because not only is that
Nice.
going to make
Yeah.
him better, right? He's going to run a better trip side in, but it's going to make me better because I'm going to face stuff now that I know these are combinations. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These are
Yeah.
so.
But Cody, those 3-1s, and maybe it's not 3-1-7s, but the ones in the TNC, the big Madden players are in these. They're in these groups. That's what they do.
Yeah.
They lab with each other and they study it and they're able to go and improve their game. I mean, that's exactly what you're doing now, which is, kudos. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I mean, you there's just these little things, but see, the hard part is like, I think there's a fine line, which I don't know, maybe we can talk about this too, but like, do you think there's a fine line between learning from somebody and then not allowing yourself to have room for innovation?
Yeah, well, I'm going to be honest with you, and you probably noticed this the other night when I played you. I have a hard time, and I'm a knowledge football guy. I know football, but it's also different when playing on a football game to me. So I might understand it, but when it comes to route and combos and all that kind of stuff, I mean, I basically copied and have pretty much done the same thing that you did with the Arizona Playbook back in what was it, August, September. I had to go to the lab, Cody, and say, okay, I need to find a way to get better. And then, of course, playing live has helped. But yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, well, see, and I think there's got to be a starting point, and this will be a fun conversation. I'm actually really excited to talk about this with you, especially because you know football. Okay, so there has to be a starting point, right? So, like when I got into Madden, okay, I was 14 years when I got serious, right? I was 14 years old, and I was getting destroyed. I mean, destroyed. I don't even know how I got in the CFM that I was in, but I was in a CFM, and I'm not kidding you. I was like an automatic win. Like automatic. Like it was like if you're playing Cody, you won. It's you know. I didn't know what to do. I did not know what to do, and so what did I do? I don't even know how I got on YouTube. Honestly, I really don't remember. But I went to YouTube and I looked for people who were giving out tips and strategies and whatever, right? Trying to help. And when I did that, Um, that's kind of sucky. That's kind of unfortunate. So real quick, just so you guys know what just happened. So sometimes whenever like the play breaks down, which is this is why coverage defense I think is so powerful. The quarterback just like glitches out. I mean, he just like freaks out. I don't know why he does. But he like freaks out, and a lot of times he'll throw an inerrant pass, and right there somehow his guy went from being a blitzer to jumping jumping up and getting a tip
Yeah,
pass
jumping
on
up.
it. So I'm okay with that one. But anyways, back to the story. So I was like an automatic win. I mean, I was terrible. I was so bad. I didn't know anything. I was running random plays. Like I didn't literally did not know anything about Madden, like the real stuff. Um,
Right.
so anyways, what happened was I went to YouTube and I was trying to find just something. I literally like I think it was like Madden 21 offensive scheme. That was it. And I came across a guy. His name was Madden Edge, which is an old school Madden YouTuber. Okay, I think the Madden that I watched him play on was Madden 11. It was Madden 11 at the time. That was the game because it was Drew Brees was on the cover and I was terrible at it. I was so bad at it. Okay, and I didn't understand how anything worked. And Madden Edge was doing videos just about basically how to win more games, how to be better, all of that stuff, all the stuff I wanted to learn. So, long story short, I started studying from him on how to get better at Madden. Okay, um,
Right.
and so I would literally, and this is just my personality. When I get on something, I am on. I mean, I just study the daylights out of it. I mean, I've always been this way. I don't know why, but it's just my personality. So I just devour everything that I can find um, on this guy, and then another guy at the time who was S. Gibbs, but they played completely different play styles. To use the Madden community, one was more competitive, and one was more sim. You know, so like Madden Edge would never ever adjust a play. It's like it would just be the stock play. You know what I mean? You wouldn't even press
Right.
coverage. It'd literally just be like I ran cover two and I did nothing to it and it worked. Right?
Right.
Gibbs, S. Gibbs was the complete opposite. I mean, it was like what I do. I mean, it just just adjust, right? So two completely different play styles. But anyways, I'm starting to get a little bit better at this point. And then I just went berserk. A lot of you might find this, and you'll probably find this some this year too. A lot of Madden players will release like they'll do little discounts, like towards the end of the
Hmm.
year. It's almost like clothing, right? It's almost like we got to get rid of these clothing, so we're going to sell it for
Yes, because.
cheap. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So what I did is I had some money. I bought a bunch of ebooks that were a year old, and
Nice.
because the
Yeah.
concepts of those ebooks still kind of applied. They didn't all apply, but they kind of applied. And most people, like if you guys were to come to me and say, "Could I have your Madden 13 ebook?" I'd be like, "Here you go." You know what I mean?
Right.
You don't really think about it. Like for the person who wrote it, it really isn't that big of a deal to part with it. Um,
Right.
so I got all these old school ebooks and just started learning a lot about the game. And um, looking back, that was one of the things that really helped me become decent at the game. It was just not trial and error, like you just go into practice mode and you just kind of throw it at just throw. I'm gonna throw this guy on a curl, and like not doing random
Right.
things, but doing things almost not necessarily copying. I wouldn't say that it was copying because what it was I was having a starting point. It
Right.
it gave me something to start with, and
Right.
then from there, then in your imagination, you have to have a starting point.
Right.
Everybody has a teacher, and so to take it back to the football context for just a second, when um when Bill Walsh went to the 49ers, right? And there's a
Right.
saying, and I really like this saying. It's a quote that says that the necessity is the mother of innovation.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you think about the story of Bill Walsh with the 49ers, when he went to the 49ers, he was coming from the Bengals, I believe. I think it was either the Bengals or the Browns. I can't remember. It might have been the Browns, but yeah, it was the Browns. He was with Paul Brown. So he was coming from the Browns, okay? And the reason why that part of the story is so powerful is because the reason that he did what he did when he was with the Browns was because they had a quarterback that could not throw very far. He just, for whatever reason, he couldn't throw very far. Right? That's just the bottom line. So he couldn't throw very far. They had a terrible offensive line. They needed to figure out how do we move the ball when we can't run the ball and we can't throw very far. What are you going to do? Throw short.
Right.
Throw short. And so devising an offense about all of these things. What's up, Thor? I'm going to hit you back, man. I promise. I will hit you back. But he began devising all of these things out of an innovation, out of something that had to change for them to win. So it's like if you're it's like for Madden. I believe there's been good innovation every single Madden. So like last year we learned how to run a defense that was heavy blitzing. A lot of really good defenses last year were heavy blitzing defenses. This year we're learning now, how to run, I would say, more coverage schemes, more different coverage schemes, more variety, more, you're seeing more man coverage based defenses. So now last year, for years in Madden, it's been zone, 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 zone. Now it's man, 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 man. So my point is just that in it, it's like it's offense comes up with something, defense has to counter it. Offense comes up with something, defense has to cancel it. It's the punch counter punch over and over again, cat and mouse game, and it's the same thing that goes on in the real NFL.
Right. Oh yeah.
So it's like how do you counter route tech? You put one step ahead on your corner. And so now it's like, okay, well, we got to find routes that beat one step ahead. So it's just that's where I say, I really believe in that quote. That the mother of innovation is necessity, 100%. So, that answer your question?
Oh yeah. Yep. Sure does. Well, he quit.
He gone. What's up, Tito? Did you see the defense out there, man? Playing some ball on defense. That's the defense I posted today.
Nice.
I'm like super pumped to talk about it. I can't wait to. I'm working on an ebook right now on it. It's going to be called the Nickel ebook, and so it's all nickel. So it's big nickel, nickel normal, nickel 335, 335 wide, everything. You know what I mean? So it's basic nickel, okay, and it's gonna talk about it's gonna change the game in terms of how people look at their defense, because most people look at least the way I look at defense, they're like, okay, here's my zone defense, here's my man defense, here's my blitzing defense, here's my coverage defense, right?
All right.
This is gonna be field coverage, okay? So we're gonna divide the field into sections and talk about defending different sections based off of vertical threats that the offense has to offer. Does that make sense?
Nice.
So
yeah.
It's gonna be like super deep.
That'd be exciting.
Yeah. So I'm really excited about it, and it's kind of a oh gosh, how do you say it? It's kind of like a compilation, or it's a mixture of everything that we've learned up to this point about defense in this game, and then taking a match defense, a man defense, and a zone defense, and putting it all into one actual play that you use. So it's going to be like super. I'm so excited for it because it does vary formation to formation, But once you get it down, the rules can apply to like everything, and it's kind of like
Yeah.
I did a lot of studying on TCU's defense this year, the 4-2-5,
Oh,
and
yeah, that's
and
right.
it's kind of similar to what they're doing. It's just it's the hard part in Madden is that sometimes there's that little gap, you know. But anyways, and you have to kind of make up for that. But anyway,
Oh, I love the four. I love 2-4-2. I love 4-2-5 defense in real life.
yeah, oh yeah, and I think the big Nick there used to be. That's actually good. D. I need to be so much better about reading that stupid corner blitz. And I'm telling you, that's what people do to stop this offense. They just blitz the crap out of you. But I used to be like a huge into the big nickel because the big nickel was kind of like the 4-2-5. So I'm just getting my
Right.
notes.
Where, yeah. I mean, and what I love about it is you've got the outside linebacker / safety hybrids
Yeah,
that you can use out of the 4-2-5. Which, man, I mean, and this is totally off topic, but I really hope Tennessee does that defense with the guy they hired. He's a 4-2-5 guy.
oh he is.
Yeah, his base is at the 4-3, but I mean, you could easily do that from the 4-2-5 using the 4-2-5 too. So, and a lot, you know what, and a lot of teams now, maybe not NFL because I don't watch NFL probably as much as you do, but a lot of college teams nowadays, just of where the game is going, run a lot in nickel. I mean, they're in nickel all the time.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. What people
so
don't realize is Madden. Madden has kind of already got them there, but people don't look at it like that because it's a video game. But like a lot of
yeah,
a lot
right.
of the innovation comes from Madden because you got to figure out how to stop. You know, like people. You know, do you know that people used to complain? Get this, Glenn. People, and they still do. People used to complain that Tyreek Hill shouldn't be allowed to play running back. But think about that for a second. Why
Right.
wouldn't he? You know what I mean?
Well, look in real life. Look at the Chicago Bears. Look at how they use Cordell Patterson.
Yeah.
They've lined him up at running back.
Oh yeah. They've done all. You know, and it's just that's where like the sim community. You know, and I understand that it's like. You know, people would say, well, yeah, but it's kind of cheesy with the way the AI and Madden works. I get that, but I also think like the Chiefs do that in real life. Like they actually do just what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, oops, hold on.
100%, man.
Get dotted here. I need the pick. I need that pick.
That was close. That was close.
That's a really good route from U-Trips. I don't know if you know about that from New England. I didn't talk about this in the ebook. But out of U-Trips, what you can do is you can basically on tight end whip, you can smart route that whip route. This guy, see how smart. See how it gets really deep there, and it's almost like flood. It works very similar to flood. What's up, Darren? In-depth breakdown ebook coming. Yes, I do. I'm trying to get it out this weekend. It's all about defense, but it's defense in probably a different way than you've ever had it taught, because it's going to focus in more on some of the stuff that I think people don't really like. How to send the spy, why to send the spy, some of the little mechanics, bigger than just blitzes and coverage schemes, but some of the real like deep stuff. And I'm actually really excited to talk about it because I've not really dove in too much into that yet. So I'm really excited about it. I'm excited to see if it actually. I think it will help a lot of people too. So
Man, that's just. I don't know. I'm not a big. I mean, I like Michael Vick. Just not a big fan. I don't know. Just not a big
the Madden
fan of
hero.
his. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, everybody. I guess a couple years ago, everybody used him. He was the cat's pajamas.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you something else that's really interesting about the 4-2-5-2, Cody, and love to get what you think of this. Is the technique that the linemen use, and what I mean by that is, your left tackle more than likely is going to be in a one technique, whereas your right tackle is going to be in a third technique. And you might ask yourself, well, why is it different? It's that defense is basically made, from what I understand, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is that 4-2-5 is really what is run to try to stop the spread offense.
100%. Yeah, it's the
Because you get
counter
the
to air raid.
speed. Mm-hmm.
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 100%. Well, what's interesting about spread, which I didn't notice this until like I started to have to play it in MUT and all this area, all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What's really interesting about spread is how good it is against match coverage. I didn't know how good it is, but those two schemes kind of go head to head. I mean, really, if you think about it, like both schemes were kind of really jar with one another. They kind of really
Yeah.
A lot of what the 4-2-5 does, the spread can counter that a lot, and vice versa. So it's kind of interesting how just how it all evolves.
Yeah. Right.
The matching
There's just so
principles
many
are
different variations of the spread, though, too, and you know that. There's just so many different variations of it.
I probably have put
RPOs and
there's run heavy spread. Like that just seems
right.
ironic to me. So, man, I'm struggling on offense.
Oh, yeah. Well, so what's he doing there? Is he just blitzing his two ends?
He's actually
or
doing
his two outside
a good
backers?
job. He's doing a good job. He's basically like this guy's actually really good. Let me think for a second. What he's doing is he is essentially sometimes blitzing and sometimes not blitzing.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing some really interesting things, like on offense right there. And I actually think I can take care of his offense. But defensively, he sometimes blitzes him and he sometimes doesn't, and it's honestly kind of like, I need that pick. It's sometimes kind of random. So he's kind of just based on tendencies. He's either going to blitz him or he's not going to blitz him. So what I need to do on the next drive, if I get another chance before half here, I need to go down and basically, I need to motion that receiver to the right so that his corner can't blitz me off the end.
Blitz, right.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
That's the key, at least to that issue. We got a lot of other issues we got to figure out on offense right now. He's kind of running. I don't know. He definitely didn't do a good job. The best play that I've had so far has been inside switch. So, and again, it revolves around the motion, because when you motion, he can't blitz.
Right.
Bunch tight end's one of those offenses that is really hard to blitz if you know what you're doing as far as like picking up the blitz and some of this stuff. So on this next drive, I just need to be a little bit more strategic about just about everything. Right here, this is mine. Gosh dang it! You get in? Okay. Right here, this is kind of like my new fullback dive, my goal line stuff. I've kind of been practicing it for a little while. But the 4-4 is one of those formations that is like designed to stop this. So I just come out in 4-4 cover 3, and then I just pinch the line, spread the linebackers. So it really does deter stretch. Now,
interesting.
Yeah. Sometimes my user can't get in there, but sometimes he just blows it up, and I honestly don't have enough reps with it. But that I think is more beneficial than goal line in the goal line, which sounds crazy.
Notice today that I got eaten up with the inside zone.
From what formation? Any of them, or?
I mean, mostly it was. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess any of them, but I mean, some of it was in that ace. Was I can't remember what the
ace slot offset.
Yes, ace slot offset, and then course, and gun bunch.
Okay.
Just killing me.
You were shifting
Yeah.
and crashing towards the back.
Well, no, actually, I wasn't crashing. Interesting. Guess I'll do that tomorrow. I
Yeah,
was
if you
getting
crash it
frustrated. I had to.
out, that's probably the reason. So, like,
Yeah.
would you? Because I have that issue. Some formations are definitely different. Like you don't stop a 5-6 trap. Unfortunately, I wish it was the same. You don't really stop them the same. Oh, Roger's killing me on the run and accurate. I need you to make that throw, buddy. Um, you don't stop every run the same. So like if they're running 0-1 trap, it's a little bit different than inside zone, but it's like super. This year's game is kind of interesting because it's like it's not fluke. There's some fluke, but it's also like it's really precise. You know, if you stand like one little inch to the wrong side of the where you're supposed to be, like it can screw you over.
Kill you.
Like, yeah, it can just
Yeah. Right.
So, but if you, my general rule for inside zone is shift to the side of the back and crash line out of 3-5. Normally that stops it. If it doesn't, try shifting to the opposite side of the running back and crashing the line out, and then standing on the opposite side. Does that make sense? So you would stand on the running back side, and your D line would be shifted away.
Right. Yeah.
So that's something you could try.
Oh, nice.
Man, Rogers is killing me.
Oh. Looked like Square was open there.
Yeah, I think he was. One of the other things that I need to do a better job about is sometimes my reads. I'm almost. It's almost a detriment to me how robotic I can be sometimes.
Well, but I'm also not playing and you are, and so it's easy for me to say, "Oh, hey, Square was open."
Oh yeah,
Cody, why didn't you go there? I mean,
that's a big play.
Good old Seth here. Seth, you still basking in the limelight off that.
Is he still going on the CFM?
Yeah.
Seth, you forget you literally had, I think, 30 superstars on your team. Oh, that was dumb. I listened to you, Glenn, and you led me astray.
How?
I thought he was in the same. I think you're right. I think he made an adjustment on that outside corner. The frustrating part about Madden 21, if there was like one thing to sum it up a little bit, is this inconsistency. So sometimes a third goes back, sometimes a third doesn't go back. Sometimes like a cover 3 third, Sometimes a quarter goes back, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it depends on if you press or if you don't. Like there's just so many like things that it just depends on, and I think it just drives people nuts sometimes. There we go.
One thing I don't like about the cover 3 on this game is this, and if in real life the cover 3, the Achilles heel for the cover 3 is short passes, and man, I tell you what, someone was running. I told you earlier, and maybe they might have been audibly, but man, I couldn't get nothing to work today against it for whatever reason.
Against cover 3.
Coach, yeah, against cover 3 match, yeah. Coach Seth says you got 3. I think that's what it was. Maybe what was it? Cody, I don't know. I'll have to look at it. Maybe I'm wrong on that. What was it? Was it cover 3? I don't guess there's a such thing as cover 3 match, is there?
No, there is. That's why I'd be interested if it was, because if it was cover 3 match, I'm gonna have to take a look at cover 3 match. Because cover 3 match has been one of those defenses this year that are like kind of forgotten about. Not very many people are running it. Right there, that's a good read. Let's go.
Yep. Yeah, and I was running the Arizona playbook on that one. Good old Seth here. He's got some advice for you, Cody, if you're not paying attention to the chat. He says, you got 3 routes going the same way, Cody. Any football coach should bench you.
Seth.
Any football coach should bench you for that lock-in, he says.
Oh, Seth, buddy. Seth, what about Spider 2 Y Banana? John Gruden's favorite football play, man. I can give you about 20 plays off the top of my head that have 3 routes going into the same area of the field. I get your point though. So I do get your point though. I do need to lock it a little bit. So I'm down. I can't forget I'm losing here. So.
Ooh, Naomi 5-1. I'm guessing weekend league. Naomi, you're on Xbox, aren't you?
Naomi's a good weekend leaguer. Like he's really good. Oh snap! Oh snap! What is?
Oh
he?
wow.
I don't know what this guy's doing on offense. He's doing some weird stuff. Maybe it's me, but my zone did not go where I told it to.
I'm guessing he's in the New England playbook.
Yeah, I think somehow he's holding this inside quarters. I don't know what he's doing on right now. It's an interesting route that he's using. Fumble, fumble, fumble. How's that not a fumble?
I wonder if he has that ability that LaMarcus Jackson has, where it's really hard to make him fumble.
Yeah, especially if he plays on conservative. Tell you what, the weekend league's getting harder to go 25-0 in. Because now people are starting to learn, like, oh, you do this, you do this, you do this. Or, oh, you know what I mean? They're starting to kind of...
Yeah, so would you say weekend league's probably one of the most competitive outside of going to the Players Lounge?
Yeah, I would. In some ways, it's more competitive because you just, like, randomly get matched up against really good players. Like, really... Sometimes you get bad players. A lot of times you get matched up against pretty decent players. Like this guy right here is pretty good. He's just, and you can tell, you know, I mean, based on what they're running, you can kind of tell, like, okay, this guy's really good, or okay, yeah, he doesn't know. You know what I mean? But this guy definitely has the goods offensively and defensively. Like you watch that post route. Like this guy gets over the top. Like look at that.
Yeah.
And that's
and are you?
It's my fault.
How are you shading?
You know what? I'm not. Maybe I should try that. I probably should be. Let's try that, Glenn. I've never seen this. Essentially, he's running a. I've just never seen this combo before. He's running an option route, and the option route is holding everything underneath. And it's like letting this outside post just be wide open. Wide open. Alright, let's see if we can shoot this.
Super Splash Bro, what's up, man? He says the guy you're playing against finished top 100 consistently.
Oh, he did? Yeah, he's good. He's definitely good. Offensively, I think we can be fine. It's just this I probably shouldn't be running. I'm kind of testing this defense out a little bit. Sometimes, and I make this mistake all the time when I'm playing like a serious game. Sometimes you know when you're playing a serious game, you don't want to be just testing stuff.
Yeah, go to what you know. Go to what you
Yeah. But yeah, it's a good cover 4 beater. Ancap is a beast, man. I have so much respect for Ancap. He's really good.
Now, who is that?
Ancap, he's been around the community forever. He used to go by, I think, Mr. Smith, but it's actually good defense. And he's just mixing this corner blitz up, and I don't know why, but it's giving me some real trouble. I haven't ran anything but Playbook over, so that's on me too. But Ancap, he basically, he runs a strategy website called Huddle.gg. It's a really good website, and he does guides and tutorials and similar stuff to what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
He's been around forever, and offensively. He's just like really like he labs a lot on offense, and so his offense is always just super well designed. You know, he really is a good kind of lab rat type of player.
Ooh.
There it is, baby.
I don't think you've run that all night long. I don't think you threaded that all night.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely not playing
Seth,
my
add
best this week.
flood ant cap. Huh.
Seth, buddy.
Seth.
Sometimes you say some stuff that's just crazy. Oh, and a fumble. Oh my gosh, these guys. Weekend Link Demon. Look at that, and juked me out.
Oh.
Oh boy. That's what I get for talking too much this one.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's not. You're not able to control so much. I mean, not control, concentrate so much.
What's up, Gizzy? Oh, and he's going for two on me. Swagging on me a little bit. Real safe man coverage. Box him. Box him. Look at that, and he gets the ag. This guy's got everything going his way tonight. Everything
Sure
going his
does.
way. Not only is he a good player, but Madden's definitely helping him out a little bit in this one.
Yeah, giving a little. It's kind of like basketball, right? You know, a guy. I mean, a team can come out and just shoot lights out the next week. Can't do this. Can't
Hey,
do
Seth. Hey, you know what we forgot to ask Seth? Glenn?
it.
We forgot to ask Seth how he did in the Madden Classic.
Oh yeah, Seth.
Oh, click me on to Sean there. Click me on to Sean. Click me on to the right player. What's up, Hoodie? How's it going, man? I'll tell you what, Hoodie's another one of those guys that's just innovative. I like innovators.
Oh yeah, I
I've
love
learned
his
a ton
offense.
from him.
Yeah.
I learned a ton from him. Let's see if he gets another fumble. Jeez. I definitely have not ran the flood to the left side enough this game. It's kind of let him sit on the PA boot over too much.
Oh, there it is. Nice.
The other thing is, Glenn, I don't know if you have studied a ton of the bunch that in, but this combo right here is super underrated. It basically you just smart out that corner from inside switch, and then you put this fade out here, and this thing is really really good. Like, and of course I say that I throw a freaking pick, but the corner route on the right is kind of, it gives you that same feel of the corner route on the opposite side. From the curl flat corner type play. Kind of gives you the same.
Gotcha. Yeah.
All right, let's
Seth,
just.
I died. Seth, you quit?
You got red zone twice. Just turned off the PS4. What happened? You died? Dang, that's pretty intense. I'm surprised you're still talking to us. Let's see if you're on here. What's the highest score you can have in Weekend League and Madden, and where do I normally rank? I don't even know. I think it was a couple of weeks ago. I think I got top 5 when I finished. So, but I don't know. You can. It's. I think it's all. I don't even know how it all works out or anything. You created a spot concept with that motion. Well, the problem is the hitch will pull the zones out of the way, Hoodie. Okay, Glenn, I got a question for you as far as 4-2-5 goes.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference if you had to say, oh, dang, that was bad defense. Okay, I'm not playing good at all this game. This one's one we want to forget about. What's the difference between, that's why, no wonder he's been dotting me. My zone drops are all jacked up. Jeez. The moment you realize it's all your fault. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Okay. With 4-2-5, what is the difference between a, like, 4-2-5... Like, that's a good pick. What's the difference between 4-2-5 and nickel normal in Madden? Like, if you were to build, like, if you were to try to create 4-2-5, would you do it out of big nickel or would you do it out of nickel normal?
That's a very interesting question, Cody. I'm trying to think of it from a. I mean, the nickel is the base that the 4-2-5 defense was built from, right? So I would do it from nickel normal. mean, I would. You sound like you might not agree. So,
No,
yeah, I mean, it's
I
very
probably
possible.
would.
But
I probably would. The problem with like nickel or big nickel that I like is the big nickel, like if you look at it like this, the safeties in nickel normal are deeper than the safeties in big nickel.
right.
So I don't know if that makes a big difference or not, but I know that on a big nickel you can do the look where you show your blitz, and that kind of helps a little bit too. This guy's being kind of a goon.
Well, you ran big nickel for a little bit, and you had a lot of success out of it at one point.
Yeah, I did. I did. That's when I was studying that 245 stuff like a lot. Too much for anyone to know. I was studying it a ton though, like a ton. But I never learned, and that's why I'm like excited now, because I never learned the match defenses, right? But now, with Big Nickel, what I liked about it, and I never used it, but the match defenses was really what I liked about it, was you had the ability to play every coverage shell. You could play quarters, match, zone, drop, everything. So you can do all kinds of different match coverage things out of the Big Nickel. So, which you can also do those out of nickel normal though too. So, anyway.
Yeah.
Right over the zone drops. I have the flats on 25 yards, Glenn, and somehow you got over that. I'm pretty sure.
I just saw that. See, that's
I
just.
guess 15, and the end zone's not 15. So it's like they should have been sitting in the back of the end zone. Not my night. Not my game. Not my game.
No, and sometimes you feel like even once you win, once you go on a 3 or 4 win streak, it almost feels like Madden says, "Yeah, well, you're not going to win the next one."
I do. I agree with you, 100%. That's why it's so hard to go 25-0 in weekend league. A lot of people everyone's like, "Oh, I'm going to go 25-0. I'm going to go 25." It's easy for me to go. It's not. It's not. It's not. Like a lot of people can go 18-5 or 18-7, but 25-0 is not the easiest thing in the world, because there's so much fluke that can happen.
Right. So after you say Big Nickel,
Seth likes him some Big Nickel. Is that because Banks IQ said so, or because you said so? Seth, I don't get any credit for being on the nickel 335. Wow, Aaron Rodgers, come on, buddy. Seth, I don't get any credit for being on the 335 wide back in June. This guy is literally just coming out in field goal block. I bet you.
That's hilarious.
I bet you he gets a sack. This guy's a goon.
The only reason why he even got the sack was because of play action. If it wasn't for that, you probably would have had a dot. You know what, though? The more and more I think about it, though, Cody, I think you are right. I think the Big Nickel would be better.
Yeah.
Just because I think it provides a nice. Does it add? It does. I don't guess it adds an extra defensive back, because the nickel.
It adds. I think it technically
it does.
Adds a safety. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. So yeah, yep.
And 100%. It also like when you show blitz out of Big Nickel, it creates almost like a 4-4 look, because the safety comes all the way down the line of scrimmage, which I don't know if that's the 4-5. The more I study it, it's just different how the alignment works from it, but it's pretty much.
It is
like if let's say that they were on a trips. Let's just say they had trips to one side. One of those linebackers would bounce over the center, and the other one would bounce over the trips receiver. So, it's kind of both of them can create that look. Classic Seth. Seth loves him some Banks IQ, man. He loves him some Banks IQ. Man, tough loss here. This was not a fun one. This guy played really good though.
Yeah, well, maybe wonder if you had your zone drops the way you wanted it.
Yeah, probably differently.
Wonder if it had been.
But you live and you learn. I mean, you gotta at least tip your hat to the cover 4 beater he hit me with like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Got to tip your hat to that and got to go lab that up. You got to go, you get beat by something.
That's right.
You know what we were talking about. You get beat by something, you got to go practice mode and you got to lab it up. So.
Yeah, and I tell you, you said something. Man, his head looks all weird.
Yeah.
Looks like it's stuck in his. I don't know. Another good thing about the 4.25 is the strong outside run support that it.
Yeah.
I would think that it would be better, would be good for it. Man, I might have to go try to. Man, I love me some 4.25.
Yeah. I mean, and that's See, and I'm gonna hit on. So this next ebook that I'm writing is gonna cover primarily the 2 formations primarily that it's gonna hit on. It's gonna give an update to the 3.35 and 3.35 wide. So it's gonna and the update is really intense. Like it's an extensive update. But then the big nickel and the nickel stuff that I'm going to be sharing is 4.25-ish and kind of how it's going to work. So it's going to more so focus in on 4-down lineman sets, but it will definitely still apply to the 3.35 stuff, and we'll have like a section for both. But anyways, yeah, I think the 4-down lineman set, like, let's see, here's that play that he had on me. So this guy is on a post. But anyways, the 4-down lineman set, it's gonna be you're gonna have really interesting. You're gonna have a lot better run D. You're gonna have a lot better pass D, or pass rush by doing that.
So that post guy looks like he had inside position even before the play even started.
Yeah, I've never seen. Maybe it's just, and see, this is what I'm talking about. You live and you learn, right? Now, I should have adjusted after he hit it with me once. I've never seen, and really, it's just bad all around on my part for running this defense way too much. So all I have on the left side of the field is one inside quarter. I don't have an outside quarter. That's on me. I have never seen an option route. Like, look at this option route. It just held it. Look at this. It just held. It held him like crazy.
Sure did. That left side safety did. He just held there. Yeah.
And then I mean, all he's doing is 2 flat routes, and then this whip route. So.
Well, that's safe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
My phone died, so let's see. What does Seth say here?
Oh,
Super Bowl picks for the CFM restart. Who you got? Seth, I don't know, man. I don't know a lot about the teams. I kind of came in on the back end. I'd have to look at everybody's team. I'm guessing you want me to pick you, I guess.
Yeah, we're going to relaunch the PS4 League. We're going to do a fantasy draft and kind of relaunch that next week. Some more information on it.
Cool.
Yeah, people didn't want to face Seth, so we have to, because of Seth now, he cost me a ton of work, so. Seth, you're what we say, Seth, you're what we say is high maintenance. You're a lot of work for a little reward, man. I'm just messing with you, buddy. All right, well, Glenn, thanks for coming on the stream tonight. I hope you had fun.
Yeah, man, appreciate you having me.
I
yeah,
really
dude,
enjoyed our conversation, and
yep.
Unfortunately, we weren't going to get that last win, but we'll lock in tomorrow, and we'll see what we can do tomorrow. So.
All right, buddy. Well, jump in the chat, man. Appreciate it.
All right, have a good night, Glenn.
All right, man. You too. Bye.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for tonight's stream. A little shorter stream tonight. I've got a lot of stuff coming tomorrow. So, good stuff. Everybody make sure to thank Glenn for coming on the stream. Also, if you want to be on the stream, hit me up via text message. I'm looking to do a little bit more of the having, an extra person on every night just to talk Madden, get their perspective, just kind of hang out. So if you want to be a part of that, just let me know, and we can